Who is responsible for what is taking place in Homs, in Hama, in these other places in Syria? It is the responsibility of the Syrian government. They are shelling, killing, murdering, maiming their own people, including children. The pictures on our television screens are genuinely shocking and appalling. We must never forget who is responsible for this as we work hard, and we do need to work hard, to work out what more we can do as an international community to back the opposition, to tighten the sanctions, to put pressure on that regime, to say to countries like Russia and China, you must not go on blocking important UN resolutions that will pressurize this regime. It's absolutely vital that the international community comes together, does this work, sends this message, and I hope that the foreign ministers meeting in Tunis tomorrow will back that up as strongly as they can. Final question. So actually, it was the person in front, I'm afraid I was pointing at. I'm sorry to...
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the question. My name is Sam Igag. I'm here for Swedish television. I have a question to Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and Prime Minister Abdulwali Mohammed Ali. And Somalia has one of Africa's biggest coasts, but they lost the economic marine zone. What steps or political process are being taken to give back Somalia the economic marine zone?
Secretary General.
First of all, I'd like to thank Prime Minister David Cameron and UK government for hosting this very important meeting. There was a question about why UK has been mobilizing this meeting. This is one of the top priorities, concerns and challenges of the United Nations. Since I became Secretary General, I myself have been convening these regional conferences, firstly in Brussels and Istanbul and twice in the United Nations. This is an issue which has to be addressed by whole international community. In that regard, the convening this meeting in London has created strong political awareness and solidarity. The declaration, joint communique, which has been adopted here, sets out a clear path to address all these issues in a comprehensive manner, addressing political issues, helping meet the roadmap implemented by August 20, and strengthening the capacity of AMISOM by the Security Council resolution, unanimous resolutions, then addressing the humanitarian issues. My Undersecretary General for Humanitarian Affairs convened the humanitarian meetings this morning here. We will try to mobilize. While famine was ending, still there are 2 million people who need our support, who are suffering from a crisis. There is a very serious piracy issues. So we are now trying to bring all this together in a comprehensive, integrated manner. The United Nations will work very closely, and there will be a follow-up meeting in Istanbul, as was announced by Turkey and the Prime Minister. Coming 3 to 4 months will be crucially important in implementing what has been agreed and what needs to be followed up. We need to bring hope and prosperity to all Somali people. This is what I can tell you as a Secretary General. Then, I think bringing the economic development, socio-economic development, will be crucially important in addressing these Somalia challenges. Why these young people would go out to sea? Because they do not have any hope, any tools, any jobs, decent jobs in Somalia. That is quite sad and unfortunate. That is why we need to, again, strengthen the capacity of Somali government in institutional capacity, socio-economic development. United Nations, for the first time in 17 years, has deployed our mission, political mission there. Most of the United Nations 16 agencies are operating from Nairobi. We will try to expand the deployment of our United Nations agencies, who will work together with the TFG government in providing support for development strategies and social development. This is what the UN will very closely work together with the member states, and I really appreciate the continuing support from member states like United Kingdom, which they have done at this time.
Thank you, Secretary General. I think on the specific issue of the marine protection that you refer to, it requires an economic exclusion zone to be declared by Somalia, and that is a process the Prime Minister might want to comment on.
Let me concur with the Secretary General for thanking the Prime Minister for hosting this conference. The expectation of Somalis about this conference was very high, and this conference met the high expectations of Somalia. And I will like to thank him for his leadership in this regard. As far as the loss of marine resources in Somalia, today one of the agendas discussed was the piracy issue. But there is a twin piracy. There are two piracies in Somalia. One is the hijacking of ships off the coast of Somalia. But also, there's another piracy, which is the illegal, unregulated, unreported fishing off the coast of Somalia, and also the toxic waste dumping off the coast of Somalia. These two piracies should be addressed simultaneously. We cannot address one and not the other. But Somalis, we don't have the ability to protect the marine resources of Somalia. So therefore, it's the responsibility of the international community to address this issue. And I'm sure it will be done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. Thank you very much, colleagues, for joining me. And thank you very much indeed, everyone, for coming. Press conference is closed. Thank you.